What's happening, everyone? This is Uncle Devin, the children's Drumcussionist, coming to you live today. One of my first times doing this, and I'm so excited because you're here as part of our We Nation podcast. And this is part of our We Nation programming. We Nation Radio stands for Watoto Entertainment and Education. And that means, and Watoto is an African Swahili word that means children. And so our whole programming is all based and centered around children's music, and we bring you the best. I mean, we stream you the best in R&B, hip hop, funk, reggae, DC go-go, calypso, and world music. And that's what we're all about here at We Nation Radio. So I want to welcome everyone that's tuning in. We're going to be giving you some shout outs as we continue to go through this. But I have an excellent, a wonderful guest who is not just a phenomenal artist and human being, but also a great friend of the We Nation podcast. And we work together in many capacities, which we're going to talk about. But right now, I'm going to bring to the We Nation podcast and to you, the one and only Little Miss Ann. Welcome to the We Nation podcast.
Hi, Uncle Devin. Great to see you.
Oh, it is an honor to have you here and to be here. And I just want to first say congratulations on all the success you're having so far with your new CD. And before we get into that, for those who may not know who Little Miss Ann is, tell them a little bit about yourself.
I will. Thank you. And thank you for having me. I'm Little Miss Ann, and I'm from Chicago. I've made 6 family music albums. And I just released one a couple weeks ago called 28 Days. I'm a former Chicago public school teacher, a mom, a first-generation Filipino American, and a co-founder at something called Family Music Forward that Uncle Devin and I have been involved with for the last year. So that's pretty much the gist of a little bit about me.
Oh, well, great. Now, and where are you based out of?
Chicago, Illinois.
Okay, out of
Yes.
Chicago. It's a lot of great artists that we have in our industry that come out of there. And so, how long have you been playing music?
Well, I started when my daughter was about 3 or 4, and now she's 19. So we can all do the math. That would be about 15 years. Time
Okay.
flies. Yes.
Yes, it really does. Uh, and in fact, I want to send a shout out. Want to say, Mary Lennon Little, thank you for tuning in. Hello, Uncle Devin from Abigail the Storyteller. We're so glad that you're here. And we had her on also on Uncle Devin's show, and then also Tom Smith. Thank you, Tom, for joining us. And it looks and sounds great. Appreciate that, Tom Smith with the Know Better Do Better project, and that's how Little Miss Ann and I work together because we are also part of a process to try to do better in our industry, and we are both part of the Family Music Forward collective, which started just about a year ago, right after the murder of George Floyd. And we've done so many different things. And let me just say publicly to thank Little Miss Ann for all of her work that she does. Many of you all may not even know the work that she does, but it's been phenomenal what we've been able to create together over the last year, especially for the pandemic. How has things been for you? And what are some of the things you've learned throughout this process in terms of your music or even just anything that you kind of gained from this process?
Well, well, thank you for those kind words, and also how much I want to point out how much work you've done over the last year and how important We Nation is. But as far as myself in the last year, wow, what a year! There's been so much going on. I was able to do a lot of virtual concerts and live streams. A lot of libraries had me, and that was another wonderful thing is I've been able to do a lot of workshops for teachers and talking about the emotional, social, emotional, and educational benefits of music for early childhood classrooms. So that's been something that I've been doing a little bit more of. As far as what I've learned, well, I've been able to do another album completely remotely. For some reason, I had the insight in January before the pandemic to build a little studio in this little closet, not knowing what was ahead, that I would be spending hours and hours in that closet making a 6th album. If you had asked me a few months ago, I would have said, there's no way I can make a whole album in a closet and just like an old utility closet. But I learned so much, and I was able to have, people that I may have not have had on the album if I had done it in the studio. So
Absolutely.
like Tommy from the Alphabet Rockers, that was a
Ah,
wonderful,
yes.
connection. So
And I understand one of your videos has over 57,000 views in just 2 weeks. I think you just released that, not even 2 weeks ago. I don't think it's been that
yeah,
long. Yeah. What's the
yeah,
name of that song?
it's called We Go Together Very Well.
Okay, we go
And I'm
together
sure you
very
can
well.
relate, Uncle Devin. Like some songs you like just spend so much time on, and some songs just come flowing out of you,
That's right.
and you don't even hardly spend too much time overthinking it, and then
Right.
it happens to be the song that people connect with.
Right. Absolutely. And in fact, your social media handle, I believe, is Little Miss Ann. Is that
Yeah,
correct? Or how they
sometimes
can
it's
find
Little
you?
Miss Ann Music for Instagram, because
Okay.
yeah. So, but
Okay.
Little Miss Ann, you probably find me somehow.
Okay. All right. Well, good. And I mean, and so, and you, the name of the CD is actually 28 Days.
Yes.
Why is it called 28
A
Days?
lot of people ask me that, and the reason why is that I was sitting when Chicago went on lockdown in the early days of the pandemic. I just was strumming 28 days. I kept strumming. I've been sitting in this home for 28 days, and it was kind of like I was just kind of getting bummed out about it. And when I decided to record this song, I decided I didn't want it to be like a negative song. I wanted it to be an optimistic song about rebuilding something together. And so it is about building a house, but it's really about rebuilding something you think you might have lost, like hope or friendship or confidence. For me, particularly, it was about democracy. That was what the song is about rebuilding democracy together.
Mm, wow. And that I love that concept, and the whole CD is put together very well. And I know you mentioned that you was able to collaborate with other artists, but I'm just loving the success that I'm seeing that you have with it. Now, one of the things that is unique about you and the music that you bring to it is your Asian background. And
Yes.
we've talked a little bit, as a black artist and you as an Asian artist. Um, it, there are very few Asian artists in our genre.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, and especially given everything that's been going on recently. How have any of this impacted you, your family, or those around you?
Well, knock on wood, so far, no one I know specifically has been affected, you
Mhm.
know, by any sort of violence. But as far, I think it's been an awakening. I think it's been an awakening for the Asian American community. We've been through a lot of stereotypes, and a lot of it has been accommodating, being submissive, being invisible. And I think that it's really shaken up a lot of people. For me, it brought up a lot of feelings and emotions. But what really affected me was, what really meant a lot to me was how the Black community came out in so many ways. You know, how many years of this
Mhm.
you've gone through, and this has just been a smaller period of time as far as what's happening for the Asian community, but how much compassion and
Yeah,
empathy and how the communities came together, because any injustice to anyone is wrong, and not, you
absolutely.
know there's no worse or no better. It's just wrong in general. So
Right. So, and I appreciate that because now your specific background is
Filipino
Asian
American.
background,
I'm sorry.
Filipino American.
I
Yeah, and
wasn't. I was born here, but my parents immigrated here a year before I was born. So,
okay. And I need to get there. I know I have cousins that are there. My
oh,
uncle was in the military and never came back. He lived there and had a
oh,
family. My
wow.
great uncle. But we lost contact. He passed away, but I know, his offspring is there. So I'm definitely have a
Oh,
connection there that
wow.
I know I want to get in
We'll have to
contact
have
with.
a conversation about that because it's worth the trip. Let me tell you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, it's like
good.
going to Hawaii. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah,
All right. Well, I look forward to that.
yeah.
Absolutely. So what do you have coming up? I know right now many people are kind of going from the going back to the live performances. Where are you at with that, or what do you have planned for the summer? What can people expect?
Well, in the very near future,
Hmm.
this weekend, the Grammy Recording Academy they're going to be doing the first ever Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month family music concert. That's a mouthful right there. But it's going to
Wow.
be this Saturday, 11 a.m.
Hmm.
Eastern Time, and it's going to be on GrammyMuseum.org. You can find it on
Okay.
my website, littlemissann.com. And that's exciting because some of the artists that'll be with me is Mr. Cookie Jar,
Yes.
Faloo,
Uh-huh.
and
Wonderful.
Elena Moon Park.
Oh,
And
love
as
that
you,
CD.
yes,
Yes.
and then those are the family, and there's some other artists that are Asian American, but again, it's a very small,
Hmm.
small pool of Asian Americans who are doing family music. So,
Right. Okay. And again, that's on Saturday, May 22nd,
yes,
2021. In
yeah,
case someone's looking at this
22nd, yeah, Saturday,
uh,
Saturday,
Saturday, yeah, Saturday the 22nd. And
yes,
what time is that again?
it's 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Uh, Central Time, and
Okay.
8 a.m. Pacific Time, and it's
Oh,
on Grammy, like Prudential Center, GrammyMuseum.org or something like that. So,
okay. Well, you can always go to Little Miss Ann's any of her social media pages, and she'll be having that information.
yes.
We'll try to also have it on the We Nation Radio platform. And so, if someone wants to reach you, they can go to littlemissann.com. Is that the
Yeah.
website?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about your site. And you say 6 albums. What is this? How would you describe your music for those who may be interested?
Oh, wow. I think, well, I have an education background, so I try to make it interactive. But I think my music is a mix of it's a little quirky. I've got a quirky voice that's not typical. It's energetic, and some of it's rocking, some of it's kind of indie, some of it is kind of well, I already said rocking, but yeah, I think it's fun and very unique, and it's definitely for kids.
Mhm.
It's not it's for adults to enjoy as much, but it's really for kids, so,
Well,
and families.
the one song you have on YouTube, you
We
mentioned
go.
something about the Beatles.
Yes, yes, that one is
Explain that.
very the
Explain.
there's a couple songs, or actually like 2 or 3 songs on the album that have a kind of 60s vibes, like
Hmm.
psychedelic vibe, and it's that one
Yeah.
specifically, "We Go Together Very Well," has a Beatles vibe, and the video is very, very
Yeah.
Yellow Submarine-esque.
That video is done very well too. Congratulations on it. I
Thank you.
love to see the good quality and the cartoon image of yourself is just adorable. Now, the drummer, does your husband play the drums? I think I seen
Yes,
one live
Patrick
video.
Patrick plays the drums, yeah,
Okay.
and
Uh,
I hadn't played with the band in over a year, and we had a practice for this concert this weekend, and I didn't tell him about the video. I've been with my band for over a decade, and I'm like, "I have a surprise for you," and I showed them the video, and they were so their faces were priceless. It would be like if your wife Lolita was working on something and all of a sudden, like, "Here's a video, an animated version of Uncle Devin." Well, you already have
that
an
was
animation.
yeah. No, but it's great though. I love it. And I can see how it's doing well on YouTube and hopefully YouTube Kids as well. So again, if someone wants to purchase your new CD, 28 Days, how can they do so?
Well, I'm on Bandcamp and it's on
Hmm.
iTunes. It's actually not in CD form, it's a digital version. So you can go to Bandcamp and look up Little Miss Ann, no E, no E. I'm sure you
Yes.
say that too with your name,
Oh
with the
yes.
I.
Oh
Uh,
goodness, I get that all the time.
yeah, exactly.
Although, if you put an E at the end of my name, then I'm divine.
Yeah. That,
Uh, so you can take the E off of her and give it to me, and I'll be
yeah.
divine. But yeah. So Little Miss Ann, you can go to littlemissann.com, get a copy of this. You know what? And Pierce Freelon got on me the other day. He said I'm showing my age because I keep saying CD. So I guess what do we call them now? Albums? I mean,
I think it's like
releases,
digital albums.
digital albums.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's supposed
really
to
sure. So we've already talked and we're about the same age group. So I'm right there with you. So I'm showing my age too. But that's okay. Yeah, you can listen to it on all the streaming platforms. You can go
Mhm.
to YouTube, subscribe to my channel.
Yes,
You can go to Bandcamp. All the
absolutely.
yeah, all the
Okay.
regular suspects. So yeah.
Right, right. Well, I'm wishing you a whole lot of success. You already got off to a great start. And I love now most of the instruments. I know I hear a ukulele, but do you play guitar also?
Yes, I mostly play on the album ukulele and guitar, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm saying.
Which one you like better?
I would have to say guitar.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
with
Uh,
ukulele, I feel like you could play one song, but you couldn't really
mhm.
play a whole concert with. For me, I couldn't play ukulele for a whole
Mhm.
concert.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
I don't feel
yeah.
like it has the same fullness, but
Right.
you have the drums, so you're lucky. You always have the beat. So
Yeah, I can always just even just one drummer do enough sometimes. But
yeah.
um, and do you do lessons in guitar?
Not really. No,
Or ukulele? Do you do any of those
no, I
lessons?
don't do any
Okay,
lessons. I mostly just do concerts and classes,
okay,
like family
okay.
classes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
workshops and all.
yeah.
All right. And how about the teaching artist? I don't know if I've ever had that conversation with you. Do you do
Yeah, I have
residencies?
been doing that and been doing it for the last like 4 or 5 years. As I said, I have my master's in education. I'm a former special education teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and I have been doing early childhood uh, workshops
Mm-hmm.
about, as I said, the benefits, educational benefits, and the
Mm-hmm.
social emotional benefits of music for early child, six and under mostly. And it's
Okay.
multimodal learning. I have videos, do songs, I teach songs, and I've been enjoying it because it makes me really understand and appreciate what you and I do and how important and how much impact and it's how big of a job we have
Right.
to help shape kids and
Mm-hmm.
create a kinder society together.
Absolutely. And I think everyone got a better understanding and appreciation for what we do as a result of the pandemic. And people realize the importance. I mean, we're if you think teachers are not respected, just imagine what teaching artists have to go through. And we're now redefining this whole genre for ourselves and this whole industry, rather. So, I've learned so much over this last year myself, and but also the most important thing is I got a chance to really spend a lot more time virtually with people like yourself as we were change makers
Yeah.
for racial equality in our industry.
Mm, mm,
And it's been
mm.
such an honor to know you, to work with you,
Same
the
here.
struggle, because we all struggle. I mean, it's not an easy thing all the time, but
No.
the fact is, we done made a lot of change over the last year, and there's only more to come.
Yes,
So,
we'll continue to do it together.
right. All right. So thank you so much for being a guest, and I want to double check them, see who we have. You see Mary Lennon Little commented. Thank you, Little Miss Ann.
Oh
She
yeah,
says so.
you're welcome.
So
And do you know
y-
that you can show that too? Yeah, you know that.
yeah. Am I doing it now? See, I'm still learning.
You just
Uh,
press on that comment and it goes on there. So
oh, that's what we can
yeah,
do. Okay.
you
All
learn
right.
something new every
So
day.
that's Abigail. So that's Abigail the storyteller. Okay. So I can do that and I can flash everyone else's up.
Yeah,
Okay. Tom Smith.
that's a fun thing to do. But
See,
anyway,
this is
thank you so much, Uncle
yes.
Devin, and thank you for We Nation for showing all the great music, all the genres of music that kids have to offer, that you have to offer to kids. So thank you.
You're welcome. And we will be in contact and we're gonna be rocking your music.
All right,
All
awesome.
right. Thanks a
Bye.
lot. And to everyone listening, thank you so much. I want to give a shout out to I see Ashiba. Thank you, Ashiba. We got your former interview that they can go back and take a listen to. But this is what it's all about. This is about family music, us sharing and caring with one another. So I want to thank everyone for taking a little time to listen to the We Nation podcast. And just know that we still got a long way to go to change our industry, but we've made some significant strides. So thank you for listening. I am Uncle Devin, the children's drumcussionist, and as I always say, life is a drum, so beat it.